Live break with you all. I hope all is going well. Hope you enjoyed your weekend. If this is your first time being on a live with me, hey, I am Desiree Cocroft. I am a self mastery architect, executive life and leadership coach, author, and speaker. I love helping women leaders increase their impact by rediscovering their identity and leveling up their identity so that they can have more impact in their personal life, in their professional life, in their performance, and experience more joy in their everyday life, because who doesn't want more joy? And I really believe that the more that we are self-aware about who we are and continuously are doing the inside work, that we'll get the outside results that we desire. So I love creating a safe space for that self-discovery with accountability as well. So I am here today to talk about boundaries because as you already know, and I'll put the QR code up on the screen, that I have a Live and Lead masterclass that's coming up this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern time. So feel free to register, share, like all the things so that people that you may know in your network might be able to come. It's really a great opportunity to figure out what is the biggest gap in your confidence as it relates to getting the outcomes that you want, and what is the gap that's keeping you from getting those outcomes. And a lot of time it has to do with our own inability to be aware of what we have going on that's really being a block from who we are to what we desire and who we need to be to get the things that we desire. So I'm really looking forward to the time that I'll be spending with those that have registered already. I'm really excited about those that have already registered and given me feedback on some of the things that they have barriers in. So if you are interested, please feel free to register today. And I ask a question in the registration just to find out, what is it that you have a barrier on, or what's that biggest thing that you have, that gap that you feel like you have. That'll help me continue to make sure that the content that I share on Saturday is relevant to what you want, so you get what you desire out of that time. But again, today I want to talk a little bit about boundaries because I think that sometimes when we talk about confidence, sometimes it's this thought that confidence is really just being in the front and being able to speak in front of a crowd, or being able to lead others in big groups, in meetings, and all of that. At least when I initially think of confidence, I think about it as being something that's in the forefront. But honestly, confidence is more than that. It's about the decisions that you make that will lead you to the results that you want in every area of your life. And so sometimes we are not creating the boundaries that are necessary for us to experience the joy, to experience the harmony and balance in our work life and our professional life, because of the confidence that we don't have in our decision making. And because if you listen to one of my lives before, I talked about confidence comes when we decide. And that is one of the chapters in my book, 7 Success Hacks to Life, Leadership, and Business. Get your life today. And when we just make a decision, there is this energy, there is this confidence that comes from the decision making. And the problem is that sometimes we are not staying true to our boundaries because we're second guessing. We're second guessing some of our decision making, and we're in that self-doubt cycle where we're afraid to say yes or to say no to what matters most to us. And as a result, we have these boundaries that are not really helping us stay healthy physically, emotionally, socially, and all the things. And sometimes we get tested all the time. So I was just sharing with a friend. It's so funny. I was talking. I was listening to a sermon yesterday from church, and the sermon was talking about boundaries, and that there are seasons in our lives when it's really important to do a thing, and then there are seasons when we need to just say no to things. And all because something is good doesn't mean that's what you should be doing in that season. And we can overcommit ourselves so much so that we find ourselves burnt out by the very thing that we believe that we're passionate about. And so it's really important to be aware of what it is that makes the most sense in whatever season that we're in life, and being able to articulate that to others and have the confidence to articulate it and not be so worried about someone talking us out of it or feeling bad. Sometimes we'll shame ourselves for saying no to something or to someone. And so yesterday I was tested in a good way. I had a really good friend that, called me almost an hour or two after I heard the sermon about it. And I was just, really excited about being able to get really, really defined in the things that I want to do right now. And she, asked me to do something, and it wasn't a bad thing. It was actually a really awesome thing, and I was honored that she asked. It was funny because she said, like, you don't have to tell me yes. And in my mind, I was like, I'm not telling you yes because I've already decided that I am not going to say yes to anything that's not aligned to what it is that I need to focus on in this season. So I politely told her, no. I also gave her a caveat, obviously. And I think that that's a decision that we can make is, hey, behind our no, it doesn't have to be like this rude, no, I don't want to be blah, 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 right? There's a really great book by oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank on his name, but I love this book. It's Essentialism. Greg, there it is. Essentialism by Greg McKeown. And in this book, he has a whole chapter on how you can say no. And I love it because a lot of times we get afraid to say no. And that's the reason why we find ourselves wrapped into a lot of things. But there takes a level of confidence to just make the decision and walk in it without the aftermath of guilt or shame for making a decision that's best for us. And so anyway, I digress. So when I was talking to her, I just shared with her, I was like, yeah, I just actually heard a sermon this morning that was encouraging me a lot to say no to things that are not just aligned with me in the season right now. And I was like, I would really love to, help you in that journey. You can definitely reach out to me whenever, but I don't want to be a part of anything that is formalized where I have another meeting or just have another responsibility that I would have to think of. And I definitely want to take anything I say yes to seriously. And so that just feels like too much pressure for me right now. And I was like, but you're more than welcome to call me if you want to, talk about, what she called me to talk about. And so I think that it's really important. And this is actually one of those tactics of saying no. You could also find another answer that would still keep you feeling good about the decision that you made and be able to be an option for that other person. So it doesn't have to be a flat out no, but it also is something that you are open to being able to what is it? I wanted to say relate to, but that's not the word. It's something that you're able to be okay with, right? That it can still resonate with you. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, because we already talked. We already have a really good relationship. If she wanted to call me about anything, it's totally fine. What I don't want to do is be a part of anything else that's formalized because it's just another thing I need to put on my calendar. And it's that pressure of delivering and being there and all of that. And I would just rather not that right now in my life for the particular thing she was asking me for. And so being very clear is important. But you know what? We don't spend a lot of time being clear. What we spend a lot of time doing is just saying yes out of obligation, saying yes because we don't want to feel shame, saying yes because of relationship, without really counting the cost of what it means to say yes to some of the things that we say yes to. And obviously, when you say yes to something else, you're saying no to something that is more important to your personal life. And so it's really important for us to take the time to get aware of, what is the thing causing us to say yes to so many things that are not really aligned to where we are. And so when it comes to boundaries, it's really important for us to acknowledge where we are and what's most important to us right now. And if we find ourselves overcommitting to things, what is that root cause? What are the things that are really making us say yes? Is it the need to be needed? Is it people pleasing? Is it the shame of feeling like I'm not helping someone out? What is it? We got to get to the root of that. But then also just being aware of what we need in our life right now will actually help us say no a lot easier and keep us, aligned to what's most important to us. And so I think it's really important when we talk about confidence, that confidence is not just about being in front of people and, being in front of the big stage. A lot of it is with our decision making as well. And I feel like that's really the core of it, is that when we make decisions that are aligned to who we are, like that is exuding confidence, regardless of whether that decision is a public decision or a private decision. I honestly believe the more private decisions that we can make that are aligned to who we are will allow us to make those public decisions aligned to who we are and what we desire to do much easier because we have that private practice of doing it. So I hope that was helpful to you. I know this is short, but it is my breaky break. And I'm sure it is for you as well. So I hope the rest of your day is awesome. Feel free to register for my Lead and Live with Confidence workshop. That is this Saturday. Seats are filling up and the registration is going to be closing up on Friday. So feel free to register and to share. Feel free to go ahead and comment on this live. Comment, like, share. I always come back after and comment because I think I told you I'm using new technology, so it's hard for me to catch up or pay attention to what's happening in the comments during the live. I'm gonna get better over time, but right now I'll definitely comment because I love to interact with you afterward. And so, with that being said, I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you on another live. And hopefully, I'll see you on Saturday at the Lead and Live with Confidence Masterclass. Have a great day.